Hello, good evening or afternoon, Mindful Seer peeps. I'm coming to you again here live from the west coast of Florida. Kristen Giesland, Mindful Seer, and I'm following into now day 3 of our B.E.I.S.M 5-frequency wellness readings between the 2 eclipses. We started 2 days ago, and now we've done B, which is for body. Here's the system. B for body, which includes all the physical aspects of our being, our cash flow, our physical body, and where we live. E for emotions. I for intellectual life. S for spirit soul journey. And M for mastermind. So on day 1, we had optimization. Both of the cards that have come out of the baking bowl of the belief so far, okay, have been our Sustain Yourself card, Sustain Yourself deck by James Wanless. I have 3 different decks in the bowl. One is follows the traditional tarot, but updated for the 21st century. That's the Voyager Tarot. The back looks like this. This is the DNA sliced sideways of all life forms. I have the Sustain Yourself deck. This is what the back of the card looks like. This is all collaged. All the images on this deck are collaged images. And then I have my little white squirrel deck, which I call this the Just Do It deck, because it tells you what to do. I know when this card comes out of the baking bowl, it's because Spirit really wants the recipient, of the reading to know exactly what to do with no ambiguity at all. Okay, so day number 1, we had from the Sustain Yourself deck was the optimization card, and the image for that was a palm tree. And so you can see the other videos to hear the interpretation of the palm tree. Then day number 2, the emotions. We had imagination, and the image there was a man. And to a large extent, that was related to, bringing the positive aspects of the masculine, the divine masculine, into our 3D reality for creation, okay, which automatically shifts us into a more proactive and less reactive kind of relationship with our own awareness and the collective conscious. So that way we are in a creating rather than reactive mode when we can bring that divine masculine structure into our life. Okay, so that was reading number 2. Now today we are going to be going into our reading for intellectual life. Okay, so we're coming up the chakras. Even though my diagram goes down, we're actually going up the chakras. So today we're going to check to see what Spirit wants to let us know about how to maximize the space between the 2 eclipses, starting with the lunar eclipse a few days ago and going all the way through to October 2nd. I'm going to go through the B.E.I.S.M 2 times during this very transformative little piece of time we have here. Okay, so let's see what comes out today. I never look. Okay, wow, yet another Sustain Yourself deck. So that's really interesting because I consider these more of a divine feminine energy. However, here we're getting mountain, okay, a mass, solidity. However, when you look at this card, you can see it's almost like a world within worlds is the way this is shown. Sort of like you're going in a little bit deeper. And I practice Vajrayana Buddhism, and in Buddhism we treat the intellect like another sense. So instead of treating your intellect as if it were in charge of everything, it has a certain bandwidth. We appreciate everything that it can do, but it's part of our full sensorium. It's part of, we also have a heart, a gut, our senses, our spidey senses. And so we want to be careful with how much time we spend solidifying concepts. So in some ways, the downside of this kind of an image is that sometimes we can over solidify our sense of self, over solidify all of the things that we define with words, and that we define concepts. Usually we use words to define concepts or ideas, and sadly when we start that labeling and naming, it sometimes sort of stops the movement, okay? Because we know everything is actually evolving and changing and morphing constantly. So, when we are looking at any kind of anything, evaluating anything, understanding anything, we are only able to do that for this now moment, this little snapshot. So we have to be really careful not to solidify that perception of reality as the be all end all, because in a few more turns of time, that situation, circumstance could be completely different. And when it comes to our own personal transformation, we may see ourselves a certain way, or other people may see us a certain way that are it's not even relevant to this particular time frame, because we've changed and evolved so much. So on one hand, it's good to have some good positive structure, okay, and we appreciate our intellect for being able to provide that for us, for being able to do linear sequential, for being able to analyze, okay, for being able to break things down and dissect, and all of those kinds of sciencey things that we know help us learn and grow. But at the same time, leaving some space in that world for the mystery, for the great mystery, and for our personal evolution, and for the evolution of the people around us, and to know that even our hard science is only relevant until it's disproven. Okay, when we learn more and we know better, we can do better. So I'm going to add this now to our collection, and at the end, I think I'll take a picture so we can see all of the cards together. So this was day 3, and then tomorrow I'll come back and do another small piece, just as this is, and we'll get into your spirit soul journey, the direction from the great beyond for your spirit soul journey. So thank you for listening, and peace and happy, everybody.